Eleni Marianou. Pleasure to meet you today. It's the first day of the General Assembly of the Conference of Peripheral Maritime Regions,
Absolutely.
correct? You're the Secretary General. What are your hopes and ambitions for the next couple of days?
My hopes and ambitions is really that our messages that are going to be voted today, the political notes, position papers we are preparing for the institutions, are really going to make their way into the decision making of the European Union. You know, as I know, we read it in the press all the time, the situation in Europe is not brilliant. It's not just the Brexit, it's also started a long time ago because Euroscepticism, but of course the Brexit itself has created a lot of, well, I wouldn't say fuss, but really an inward looking into the situation in Europe. And we do need a European project that is valid, that is really giving some answers to the citizens. And today what we witness really is the distance between the citizens and what the European project stands for. And that's an issue, that's a problem for us representing regions, because we think regions have a role to play actually in bridging this gap between what's happening in whatever they call elite, the European Union at national level, and what the citizens' aspirations are. So here we are really trying to identify those key issues that citizens believe is a threat, is an issue, is a situation they have to sort out, and we would like to make some proposals to the European institutions how to really make sure that the European project is there, is communicated properly, and really works for citizens. So that's really our main message as such. We really work on the cohesion policy, which is the investment policy for regions, for the whole of Europe. We think has really very specific results on the ground. Maybe they haven't been communicated properly to actually know what's happening in Cornwall, for instance, what's happening in Wales, what's happening in countries, the whole country. 57% of investment is in countries in the Central Europe that actually are quite Eurosceptics. So it's just an issue that maybe is badly communicated, or it hasn't been felt, or it hasn't been understood. So this is really fundamental, not just for the European institutions to communicate, but for us, regions, to actually make sure that what we are delivering is funded by the European Union budget, is part of the European project we are submitting of the priorities of the European Union. So we have this role, and we are really, ready to play that role. Same thing for maritime. Investments. We miss investments, we want investments. Okay, the maritime sector is there. Maritime investments are new, are blue, or whatever you want. We need to invest. It's a resource which is free to us. So this is where we really need to focus. If the Juncker plan wants to take some ways of risks, because of course the investment in the maritime sector wave is not tested 100%, there are still issues to be resolved. So if there is a risk to be taken to actually fund renewables, then let's do it. Let's do it on the maritime investments. This is something we would like to promote. We would like to work hand in hand with the Juncker plan, with the banks, with whatever. But to serve the citizens on projects of risk into the maritime sector, which is for free. Maritime sea is available. The Atlantic, we're here, is available. It's a resource for free for us. So let's use it. But let's make sure we take the risk at European Union level to serve citizens. Yeah? Accessibility. We are peripheral maritime regions, so islands here in the Azores. Accessibility to the Azores is like fundamental. There is no way to link between the 9 islands of the Azores without the airplanes. So it's very important that this accessibility is happening, and we can't say to citizens, you live in an island, so you really have to move in a big city because we serve central. No, this is no longer an argument. The citizens will choose where they want to live. And if they're European citizens, they have to have the same rights with the citizens in Paris and in London. I'm really sorry that this is a European priority, and it needs to happen. So accessibility is really fundamental for us. And the corridors are all central, so the peripheral areas are not necessarily served. So we're here to actually argue for it and propose suggestions. I hope they all will hear us.